Hey, it's Michelle Brianna. Welcome to my channel. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. Thank you for being here with me today. So I want to talk about The Artist's Way. If you've not heard of The Artist's Way, it's this book by Julia Cameron, and it's all about removing creative blocks. This is the book. You may have seen it before, or maybe this is your first time experiencing this book, but it is a course in discovering and recovering your creative self. It's a spiritual path to higher creativity. And I have heard so many stories about people who have gone through the contents of this book. It's a course that she created, essentially a 12-week course. So the book is broken up into week 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. And each week she goes into a different aspect of the creative process and different things that would help to release this block that we have. So this book kept coming up for me in random ways. I would be scrolling on TikTok and I would start getting these TikToks showing the book. And this is not the first time that I've been introduced to The Artist's Way. It came up a couple of years ago when I was really at the beginning of my spiritual journey and my self-discovery journey, and it presented itself. And I bought the book on Kindle and was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I don't even think I finished the introduction. Like, I started reading it and it felt so big, and I did not feel that I was in the space for it to really receive it. And when I think back on it, I'm actually really glad that I did not do it that time, because that really was the truth. I was not in the space to really commit to this and really be disciplined with it in the way that I am now. And because of that, I feel really excited about the process. I'm someone who really enjoys process, so I'm really looking forward to going through the process of removing these creative blocks to see how it benefits me and to see in what ways I will display and show my creativity in a new kind of way. So I'm feeling really excited about it because I have been feeling creatively blocked for a very, very, very long time. I really had no connection to my creativity until probably like a couple of years ago, except for when I was a kid. And then along the way, life happens and these different things happen to you, and they implant these seeds of disbelief, and those seeds of disbelief in yourself start to grow, and they grow into these major blocks and these self-limiting beliefs that you now believe to be true about you. And I had all of that stuff churning at me that I was unable to connect to my creativity. I was unable to connect to being in my feminine and really allowing myself to be in flow and allowing myself to be able to receive. I was heavily in my masculine, in the doing and being super rigid and moving and not giving creativity an opportunity to come to me. And I've spent the last couple of years really allowing myself the opportunity to play and the opportunities to be creative and use my mind outside of the box in ways. And it's been really fun. It's been fulfilling, and it feels like this excitement that I've been missing for a long time. And each year I've been diving deeper and deeper into my creativity in different ways and learning to allow myself to express in ways that feel the most natural to me and feel the most comfortable to me. And where I am right now in my creative journey, because there's so many journeys. It's a bunch going on at the same time. So in my creative journey, I am at a space where I really am ready to surrender and open myself up to receiving whatever needs to come through me to be able to make it tangible and put it out into the world. And when this book presented itself to me a couple weeks ago, I just knew it was right. I just knew it was the right time. I felt ready for it. I felt that I could commit to it. I felt that it would be such a great enhancement to the other things that I am putting together in my life. And I recognize that being creative and allowing myself to be in the essence of being a creative being, I need some help. And knowing that I'm at a place where I needed some assistance, I appreciate that the universe came down and provided me with signs to start this journey. So there are two things that Julia writes about in the book that are critical to the journey. It's the morning pages and the artist date. So the morning pages are 3 pages of handwritten, stream of conscious, just writing about anything, whatever comes up. Even if you don't have anything to write, you still have to push through and write. And you can literally write, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. Whatever it is, it's ideally supposed to be done first thing in the morning before you do anything else. You do your morning pages. And it's like just a brain dump in a way. Just all these things that are swirling around. You get it out and get it on paper so that you can free up some of that space and sort of quiet down some of the noise that's going on in your mind. So the morning pages are like one of the most critical things, and this is something you are to do every single day. The other thing is the artist date. So the artist date is once a week, and you pretty much take yourself on a date, but it's related to being creative in some way or being inspired in some way. So it might be painting, or it might be taking time to go to like a Five Below or a dollar store and buy a couple of little trinkets and put something random together, like just be creative. It might be going to a museum, whatever it is. This is your intimate time to spend with yourself, and it is supposed to be non-negotiable time that you are intentionally setting to allow your inner artist to play. Because your inner artist is a kid, and kids want to play. And so we have to allow ourselves the space and the opportunity to do so. So I'm in week 1 of the course. I am finished with my week tomorrow, and tonight is my artist date. So I am going to have a time with myself, and I'm gonna paint today and just kind of freestyle and just let my inner child, my inner artist, do what they want to do and express themselves in whatever way they want to express themselves using this particular medium. So week 1 is all about recovering a sense of safety, and each week she breaks down a different aspect that we will be recovering from. So in week 1, the main gist of week 1 was all about our inner critic, which she calls the censor. And it's that voice that we all have, that when we go to do something that might be a little out of the norm or different, there's this voice that's coming in and telling us all the reasons why we can't do it, and all the reasons why you're a failure, and all of these things that come up and start to jade it, and now you end up not doing anything because you're feeling all of this resistance internally. So because this voice is coming in and it is creating a space that makes us feel uncomfortable, and feeling safe is really important in any aspect. It's our root chakra, which is all about safety and security. So if that is blocked, you're not able to create anything. So the actionable parts are the takeaways that she has for us. And this week, we worked through identifying our inner critic or our censor, and that is part of the beauty of the morning pages, because as you're writing, there's different things that come up, and some of them are your censor. And she walks us through reframing the censor through the use of affirmations and taking whatever the censor is saying and rewriting it so that it is something that is uplifting for us. Then she also has different tasks that you can do to continue to get to know your inner critic, because it's important that we know this part of ourselves. We need to be able to identify it when it comes in so that we can do what we need to do to combat it. So she has all these different tasks. So we already know about the morning pages, and we know about the artist date, and then she has these time travel tasks where we go back into our past. And there was one task that particularly really spoke to me, and it was going back into your memory bank and calling out by name people who have impacted you, that have impacted this creative self-worth that you have about yourself, and write their name and really call it out and really confront this inner critic and write the ways that it made you feel and process through it. And that was the one that I did this week, and it was so powerful. It was really cathartic to be able to write by name the people who have left marks on me, and to identify the things that were said or the things that were done, and be able to really address it and to talk to each of them through the writing, talk to each of them and process it. And it felt literally so healing to do, because as I continued to write, eventually where I got to was forgiveness, and holding on to these things and holding on to these memories are part of what blocks us. And I had to release that, and I had to release that through the act of forgiveness and forgiving them for the things that they said or the things that they did, and allowing myself to move past that. And that's the really beautiful part about the morning pages in particular, that it allows you this space to really go there and really just let whatever has to come out on the paper, and getting it out of your body and out of your system. I already am feeling excited about everything that's going to be recovered throughout this process. And it was placed on my heart really through the morning pages writing to document this journey and really talk about my findings and the things that have changed for me and are changing for me as I'm going through this process. So I'm excited to share it with you all, and I'm excited to talk about my journey with the Artist's Way, and I'm looking forward to sharing all of this with you all. So thank you for joining me for week 1. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date and in touch with everything that's going on in my world. So thank you again. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Namaste.